Hey everybody, I'm Allison Rout, the Public Information Coordinator with Greer CPW. We had a wonderful Lake Robinson Day, educating the public about where their drinking water comes from and how to protect it. You're probably wondering, what am I standing near? What am I doing? If you were at Lake Robinson Day, you may have seen some City of Greer roll carts as well as some recycle bins. We composted all of our food scraps, plates, cutlery, napkins, and so here we are in Greenville with the group that's going to help us do that. So let me introduce Mike. Mike, welcome, and tell everybody who you are, who you're with.
Oh, hi, my name is Mike Halbert. I'm with Mosaic and Collage Products, and our mission is to make cutlery, straws, and all plastic products compostable so that we can take large venues and even just take out dining and turn that from food waste that's contaminated with plastics into a compostable to make soil to grow more food.
So really, this is the inaugural kind of test pile for you all, correct?
Yes.
We are so excited to participate in this. Why, in your opinion, is this so important for the environment and for you all to get behind?
Yeah, the test pile, what it's going to show is plausibility of the concept that you can take an event where 400 people or 400,000 people show up and turn it back into soil. So this test pile is going to show us the plausibility. We've tested this at larger piles in different places, but we want to show that this is possible in smaller scales, which makes it more regionally significant and easier for smaller municipalities to do.
Yeah. And so under here are your hot dog weenies, your leftover baked beans, your plates, your forks. I'll be able to share some photos later on our Facebook page, but we've got the start of this great pile with a lot of organic material and some things that you already had here, as well as some of the cardboard left over from our event. What would you say, tip-wise, somebody who maybe wants to start this at their own house?
Yeah, the big thing to remember in composting is that the size of the pile equals the amount of heat that you generate. So the larger the pile, the higher the heat, and the heat comes from the microbes. So the more food you've got, the more microbes you've got, the more activity, the more heat. We've tested our cutlery and our resins in all four seasons. And in the winter, when it's 30 degrees out, the pile's 160 degrees. In the summer, when it's 90 degrees out, the pile's 160 degrees. It's the microbial action. So if you have just a few things and you bury it in your backyard, there's not enough microbial action to get a compost. So a pile this size will generate enough heat to begin the composting process of most everything that's in there. But the normal industrial pile might be 6 foot high by 20 feet, circumference. That pile will get 160 to 180 degrees naturally. Yeah.
And I know the plan is to add a little bit more to this. How long will this take before this compost all the way down that it could go to somebody's garden or yard?
Yeah, so as we add to the pile and it gets larger, it'll accelerate. But when we get this pile to be this pad, about 8 to 12 weeks is what we found. This pile here, if we didn't add anything to it, didn't barely manage it, might take 6 months. So that's the expectation of home composting versus a more industrial or larger communities compost pile.
And again, it keeps this kind of stuff from the landfill, which is a win-win for all of us. And so, Mike, what would you say is your ultimate goal as you guys continue this test pile?
Well, to show plausibility, to spread this across the upstate, the state, and the country, and even the world, because the opportunity right now is that the number one thing that goes into landfills is food waste. It's 120 billion pounds a year in the United States is food waste. Most of that food waste that goes into landfills is contaminated with some kind of plastic or waxed over cardboard, or is just a discard. But by the time it goes into a mass pile, and there's already plastics in there and other things, it's food waste contaminated, whether you did it or the previous person did it. So that has to go to a landfill. But 120 billion pounds of compost could reinvent the way we farm around our waterways.
So this is the start, guys, the start of our compost pile, and we're thrilled to partner with Mosaic, and we want to thank BMW Charity Pro-Am for donating the recyclable cups, and also Eco Products for donating the plates that are under here as well. So we couldn't have done this and get this started without you all, and we'll certainly keep you posted on the next steps and how this ends up back in the community and instead of the landfill. So thank you again, Mike. We really appreciate it, and we look forward to keeping you all updated.